Okay, so let's see what's happening in Taurus's life over the next few months. Taurus.
What do you need to be aware of, Taurus? What does Taurus need to know?
Okay. One of the commonalities with a lot of Taurus is the Taurus are known for trudging. That they have a tendency to get bogged down in places. Their movement is harder for a Taurus in a lot of ways. Change and is harder because it's not a particularly flexible sign. It's Earth, and Earth is much more. It is what it is. It's very powerful sign. But this shows in no uncertain terms you have been in depression for months, where it is just emotionally barely getting by. It almost feels like that you're in mourning, mourning. That there, it feels like maybe someone or something has hurt your feelings, and you've chosen to believe that it is much worse than it really is. So there's financial stuff that's going on. Your finances are okay. There's stability all around you, but your emotions are a mess right now. What are you seeing?
Well, the emotions are in their downward position on this. So definitely there's some of that. There's also a lack of harmony in the self, which is prone to getting worse currently, as well as with other, like just generally working. So it feels as though you're off kilter with kind of the world right now. You know, it's like things that should be working for you are not working for you. You've got, this is so strange. I'm not sure how to read this exactly. You have your intuition is very tied up or wrapped around a gift from the gods. And it's in its subconscious or unseen place. So it's like I've got two different stories going on in my head. One of which is that you've hooked into somebody else's emotion. You're on somebody else's ride. And because it's like coming in on an intuitive level. So it could be somebody, if you have a partner, it may be that you're so hooked into what they're feeling and what they're doing that you've lost sight of yourself in a way. Actually, that is sort of the main thing that it feels like to me, is it's almost like, and this is unseen. So I don't even think it's a conscious thing that you're doing, but it's as if you're just so concentrated on somebody else. And it may be because you're needing to take a step outside of yourself because you're not working well with yourself right now. And so it may be that you're switching your focus to somebody else and what they're doing rather than staying in your own yard, as it were, and taking care of your own things.
Interesting, because what you're saying sounds like someone who's empathic. And I think Tauruses have a tendency to feel other people's stuff. So that would make a lot of sense. What's leaving is even if you're in a relationship, even if you're around people all the time, there's been a sense of aloneness and a loneliness that's going on. That time is leaving because you have the arrival of at least one person, and I'm going to call them magical. There's just something about them that's magical. And they're coming in to unblock you, and they're going to challenge um, your rut that you're in, the your mire that you're stuck in. And what's going to happen is it's going to be very exciting energy, and they're coming through to you through probably your career. It's not a romantic relationship, but it definitely they're going to feel very familiar, almost like their family. You're going to, it may be family of choice, but it's going to be someone that you bond with almost immediately. And it shifts this negativity. They're so positive. And they're a little crazy in the most positive. When I say crazy, I don't mean mentally unstable, but just unpredictable and fun.
Yeah. Which actually goes directly to the other half of what I was saying, the second story. I couldn't remember what it was, but yes, that was the other part of it. Again, you have the rune that deals with a gift from the gods, which typically comes in the form of a relationship, but it can be the self, family, friends, or lovers. In this case, I'm tending to agree with him, especially because your emotional state isn't in a receptive state to a lover currently. Um, but you are ending out a cycle right now,
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm saying. Is it's like you're working out some stuff, and in theory, we'll be coming through this shortly, and moving on to a bountiful harvest. But part of that harvest is going to come through reconnecting with yourself again. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's been a disconnect between yourself and yourself. And perhaps this person, again, I get the word play coming here again. Um, and so it may be that this person is going to get you to play more or something like that, which allows you to get in touch with yourself and to use your strengths to your advantage, rather than becoming mired in but. And
Uh, oh, I'm getting a lot of laughter as you're talking. I'm getting a feeling of levity and laughter and that kind of
yeah,
release.
joyousness.
The
Yeah.
tears of sadness are being replaced by the tears of joy and happiness.
You know, the other thing is I have a feeling you've been very self-destructive. You had the rune for fire in its reverse position. It's coming up out of that now, but you've probably been very um, hard on yourself. Very self-blaming or a lot of negative self-talk, and that's coming out of that kind of despairing depths at this point. It's not clear yet, but it's coming. And you have your, this is sort of kind of like a make or break kind of situation in a weird way, because you have your potential up in this as well, and so you have the potential to stay right where you are, or you have the potential to move forward. And yeah, the choice is yours, really, as to what you want. Um, my suggestion: laugh, play, you know, when you meet this other person that's going to be coming in, allow them to soothe you, allow them to show you a different way of thinking or being.
I have a message. That sounds so creepy when I say that. But I do. I have a message for like a specific person who may be watching this, that I'm getting a huge validation. It's time for you to go into business for yourself. That you've been thinking about it, you've been working on it, and the opportunity is about to present itself, and you need to walk through that door and do it. It's a very specific message for someone, I don't know who. I think it's, well, no, I won't say that. I'm not going to block that off. But anyway, I'm pretty certain that if it's you, you know who it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And again, allow yourself to use your intuitive side. Your intuition is very strong right now. You know, you just need to send it in a direction that's useful to you, as opposed to squandering it, kind of looking at other stuff that doesn't necessarily deal with you.
Well, that's all I see.
Yep. Well, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. That'd be awesome. Have a great day.